Welcome to the channel Royal Heritage here. So there is a growing trend of African or Black diasporas returning to their roots, seeking not just a connection with their heritage but also entrepreneurial opportunities in Africa. Now, it doesn't make sense to settle here in Africa and not have something doing that generates income for you daily, or if you like, on a monthly basis. Now, unfortunately, many diasporans return to the motherland, invest in wrong businesses, potentially get ripped off, and then have no option but to return to the West to start all over again. In this video, we will look at business ventures African diasporas should avoid when settling in the motherland. Now, you need to understand that not every African country is an emerging economy. Now, there are certain businesses that are extremely difficult to manage as a diaspora because we, the locals, find it difficult to keep these businesses afloat and running. Now, these things happen due to conditions such as government policies, and most times there is no structure or infrastructure available to make running these types of businesses flexible to operate. So investing in these businesses will not be the best idea at the moment. The first business is a restaurant or hotel, and let me explain. Most people will simply invest into a hotel business or set up a restaurant without understanding or assessing risk during the initial stages. Now, I operate my own hotel facility in Ghana. It's a business that I'm already into. If I had made my due diligence before entering into the business, I would rather have invested the money in infrastructure during the initial stages into accommodation for rent. Now, I do have accommodations rented out, and those investments make more revenue with little or no effort compared to the stress and hassle that comes with the management of a hotel. Now, one major issue in Africa and the country I live in, Ghana, is the access to affordable accommodation. It is a booming market in Africa. You can never lose investing into this sector. Why waste your time investing heavily into a hotel business where acquiring license to operate takes forever? Now, you need to visit the environmental health, town and country planning, environmental protection, and so many agencies to get suitability reports from all these places, which you know will cost you money making all these stops. This is Africa. Now, after finally acquiring the license, you need to renew it every year. If you have experience in hotel management, you know what I'm talking about. Guess what? My renewal always comes mid-year. Every time it is always delayed, which is so frustrating because I always have to explain to organizations, companies, and embassies I work with why my license is always expired at the beginning of every year. Then you have to deal with the high taxes, especially if you are registered as a company. Now, there are corporate taxes which are unreal after all is said and done. Running a hotel and restaurant on a daily basis, if you are not lucky enough to have trustworthy employees, will run the business into a ditch. You will have little or no profit in your investments, and that is why most hotels are shutting down in different parts of the African continent. There is also high saturation of restaurants all over the place. Every corner has a new restaurant. Every single day, new eateries are opening up. In Africa, we call them chop bars. Look, you as a diaspora is coming in to invest heavily into an already choked market, all serving the same, menu. Unless you can be innovative with whatever that you will be serving, you will quickly find out starting a business in an already choked market wouldn't probably be the very best of ideas at the first place. So instead of opening the same hotel and restaurant business, why don't you simply supply these businesses what they need to keep them busy in the competition? Just a school of thought. The second worst business that you can invest in Africa is ice making or ice cube manufacturing. Now, the major problem with this type of business is the issues or limitations with infrastructure. I am talking about the electricity supply and transportation network. Most times, you will realize maintenance, if you run large equipment, can get very expensive, while in most cases, you need foreign technicians to fix issues with electrical surges. In most parts of Africa, electricity is not stable. Now, in the morning, currents can get low. In the afternoon, it's stable for a while. Then in the evenings, current fluctuates high and low. If you run large machines, electrical problems will be a normal issues you will face from time to time. And when these machines need special technicians to handle, that can easily get quite expensive. Ice making requires consistent access to electricity to power refrigeration equipment. And Africa and consistent electricity don't dance to the same tune. A friend's dad used to operate this business in the Volta region of Ghana. Currently, the business is no more. The fluctuations of electricity damaged his equipment, but I can remember one of his major challenges was transporting the ice to the desired customers. Now, it was always costly. There were times with heavy traffic that delayed the movement. It was a very complex situation that eventually went down the drain, and they lost a lot of money in the process. So make sure you do your due diligence if this is something that you want to get get into. Third is the importation and sale of vehicles in this current economy. Now in Ghana today, I don't even know why people still invest so much money into the sale and importation of vehicles, considering the high import duty. I'm talking about the import VAT processing fees, ECOWAS duty, vehicle examination fee, network charge, VAT, COVID-19 health recovery levy, African Union. The amount of taxes being slapped on you left, right, center is crazy. So if you consider how much you spend buying the car, fixing the car, and how much you need to pay to clear the car, how much really can you sell it that will keep, the business running smoothly? Major car manufacturing companies in Ghana complain bitterly about not being able to effectively run their business because there is no support by the government. And now after spending so much money to bring these vehicles, you have no option than to increase the prices to cut your losses. And you well know enough the economic problems here in Africa. The cars become too expensive for many consumers, so purchasing power is limited. A large population of people live below the poverty line, so things like high unemployment, low wages all contribute to the fact that people don't have the income to purchase cars. So if this happens, demand for affordable vehicles is suppressed and it puts pressure on the growth of the car sales market. So consider all these liabilities before deciding to enter into this type of business. The fourth is sachet water business. Recently, I've noticed many people losing a lot of revenue from pure water factory business. And in one comment that I saw online, a lady who left London opened a pure water business, and according to her, I bought 2 big lorries, built a factory, and bought pure water machines. It lasted for 4 years. I made no profit or my money back. There is a lot of competition, and they mashed up my lorries. The materials kept rising as the cost was based on the dollar. I lost quite a lot of money and finally closed business. Now, a funny comment I later read was from another person called Cash Empire Gish, and his comment was funny because he said pure water is the most useless business in Ghana. I have 2 Koyo machine and 2-ton osmosis plus Aboboya. They can't even save 5,000 Ghana cedis for me. Now, I thought that was funny, but personally, I find the pure water business in Africa and Ghana a saturated market. The industry is flooded with many small-scale producers. The competition is fierce and there is heavy price wars. Now, what I've realized is that due to water quality concerns, because there is little or no regulation of these businesses, people produce low-quality standards of water purification, and consumers are now very skeptical about the quality of water they purchase, especially if there has been incidents of contamination or health risks associated with certain brands. Due to this reason, established brands often dominate the market, making it difficult for new investors to enter into the business and flourish. The fifth business I wouldn't recommend today is entering into small-scale mining, or what we call galamsey. Now, I know small-scale mining looks attractive. There is a widespread of rumors of people getting rich from the mining of gold, but it is a menace in Ghana. Countries have so many strict regulations that govern mining activities, which includes the licensing requirements, environmental standards. By the time you finish navigating all the legal frameworks, and if you know Africa, going through the greasing of palms to make the process faster, the daunting experience, especially for newcomers unfamiliar with the local laws and the way things work in that environment, is like a small fish in a sea of sharks. Trust me, it's not worth it, so avoid. Apart from the fact that there has been so many environmental degradation because of the use of mercury, this form of open pit mining results in deforestation, water contamination, and the livelihoods of local communities who depend on natural resources for their survival is at stake. Now, I personally drove all the way to the north, and you can check out the video. I'll drop it somewhere here. I stopped somewhere in Yape, driving up north, and you can clearly see the state of such contaminated water bodies due to the effect of these small-scale miners. This issue has caused health risk and safety risk for miners themselves because they are in the tunnels without proper protective gears, and they expose themselves to many risks, respiratory diseases, injuries, and even sometimes fatalities. Trust me, these pitfalls of small-scale mining far outweighs its potential benefits. This is why I encourage diasporas to explore alternative, more sustainable business ventures that promote inclusive development in Ghana and Africa as a whole. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes, and I'll make a video, an in-depth and more detailed explanation into the most profitable businesses for diasporas looking to settle in Africa. My name is Your Heritage, a traveler explorer currently touring Ghana. Share with me your experience in any of the businesses that I mentioned, and I will get back to you in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.